You know, when you hear people can only meet you as far as they've met themselves, this is a really loaded statement put in simple terms. And if you don't understand it, it's going to be really hard to get what it means. So basically, it's saying people can only communicate with you. They can only share and reflect with you. They can only understand things in the world and their perception of their reality as far as they've met themselves, as far as what all the work that they've done internally, all the shadow work. Like, it's really hard to do because it takes a lot of time sitting alone, being with yourself, and people just tend to avoid it as, you know, is normal. You'll go out on the weekend, you'll go drinking, alcohol, drugs, all these things are just ways to avoid doing the internal work, because the internal work is when the feelings are coming up, you're sitting with them and you're understanding why you feel the way that you do, where does that even originate from, and a lot of our feelings and reactions to things and are later on in life happen when they all form when we're younger. They form before we're 7 years old. Those are up until 0 to 7 are your formative years. And those are the times when you start realizing in the world, your perception of what is good and bad happens there. And the way that you communicate with your parents, with your friends at school, what you're shown in those early on years is pretty much the way you're going to carry the rest of your, understanding later on in life. And when people are either talking down on you, being mean to you, maybe they're really nice and they're really happy, and it's like, wow, this person's so nice, I don't really meet nice people, and you just end up being like, wow, this is really like unusual. But that's because that person probably went through a lot of hard times in their life, and they actually sat down with themselves and understood, like, this is where my feelings are coming from. And the way that people react to you and talk to you is directly the way that they communicate with themselves in their own head. And we can be the most critical and mean, harshest critics to ourselves. Hence why many people are going to react that way toward others around them, be it subliminally or outwardly. And it's just something to keep in mind when you have an altercation with someone, or worse yet, when someone isn't even showing you their feelings or their emotions. It just probably means that they're not even sitting with themselves. They're doing everything and anything to avoid having those feelings come up, because they're very painful and it's hard to hold space for that. This is why yoga is a great way to release and let go. And it's just, you really can't take things personally when people aren't communicating or reacting the way that you expect them to, or the way that you probably think that you should be treated. They're probably not reacting or treating themselves in the right way, and that's why, you just can't, you can't blame them. And also, you should remove yourself if that's the case. So